Hey guys, I'm Jade Ocean. Welcome to my yoga prenatal series. So today I'm going to take you through a nice little flow to help strengthen your entire body overall, but also to open and release some tension throughout your body. So during pregnancy, we tend to get very tight in the hip region. So today we're going to focus on that area a little bit more. Be sure that you have a bolster or some sort of a pillow to something sturdy, a couple of blocks, a belt or a strap if you have one, rope-like, and then also to make sure that you have like a little blanket or a towel for your knees if possible, and then always a bottle of water close by. When we are pregnant, we need way more water than usual, so dehydration happens. So make sure that you stay extremely hydrated the whole entire time. Don't wait for me to give you cues. Listen to your body and take breaks as needed. So I'll meet you on your mat. So when you're ready, let's meet on our mats. We're gonna sit in an easy cross-leg pose. So either Sukhasana, half lotus pose, whatever's comfortable for you. Grab your pillow or your bolster if you have it, and then place it right underneath of you. So we wanna get our hips up above our knees. So find a position that works for you that allows your spine to sit nice and tall. Make sure you're sitting evenly on the bolster. Really tall, really long, very strong, but also find that ease. And then pressing down, grounding into your bolster. Let your legs be soft. Let your feet be soft. Let your hands rest on your thighs and your knees. Think of the inhale as lengthening through your spine, creating that space. We want to create a lot of space when we're pregnant, especially for our baby, for our bodies, for our minds as well. So think of lengthening through the crown of the head, the back of the top of the head. And we're sitting down, rooting down, lifting up, creating that space. Taking a deep inhale, so let's just take a nice full breath in and then let it out through the mouth, letting go of anything that no longer serves us in this moment. So we want to take this time to really focus on ourselves, on our baby, to get us through this journey. So to create, like I said, that space, that serenity, that peaceful state of mind, and then also to that strength we need to get through this time, this new time in our life. So the pregnancy, labor and delivery, also to the aftermath. We will always need that. If you have children, you understand. We need that strength. We need that mental strength. We need that physical strength. So today we're going to work on that. So let's bring our right hand to our belly, right on our baby, and let's bring our left hand onto our heart, pressing deeply into our heart. Let your elbows be soft, just let them hang. Draw your shoulders back and down, let them be soft as well. Think of drawing your baby into your spine, into your body. So we want to sit nice and tall so we're not leaning forward. We also don't want to be tilting back. We want to sit real tall, really neutral in the spine. Lifting through the neck, drawing those shoulders down away from our ears, creating space in our neck. Take a deep breath in, and let's take this moment to really just focus on our breath. So focusing on drawing that energy in. So drawing it in through the nose, drawing it down. Think of drawing that right to your baby's home. So right down to your baby. And then letting it out. So when we breathe out, we're letting go of any distractions, any energy that's getting in the way of our calm thinking, of our, like I said, our serenity, that thinking of anything that doesn't have to do with this moment. So maybe the past, maybe the future, worries, distress, anything. I know we're going through a lot of change in our bodies and our minds right now, and change is a beautiful thing. It can be a beautiful thing. However, anything that's change is unknown, unfamiliar. And so with that comes a rise of emotion. So it could be a lot of excitement, a lot of stress. And so I just want to encourage you to continue to remember that change, and this time especially, is only temporary. So whether it be something that's stressful, you know, your thoughts, or maybe a feeling, so maybe aches and pains in the body, or uncertainty of what's to come, you know, this is only temporary, it will pass. So use what you can to take the time to focus on this and move through it. And then also to really embrace the things that are happening that are wonderful and beautiful. You know, it won't be forever. And so try to just really imagine that, you know, this path is happening for a reason, this journey. Trust every little process in this journey because it will pass. And take a deep inhale. Let's bring our breath, inhale, and then our exhale about as equal as possible. So let's inhale for a 3 count. Let's draw our breath in. 1, 2, 3, and then the same on the exhale, nice and controlled. 3, 2, 1. Let's go for a 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice and slow, controlled. I know during pregnancy also, you know, breathing changes a little bit, so sometimes it could be a little bit harder to breathe through the nose. So there is no right or wrong way to breathe, just as long as it feels good to you, it's calm, it's steady. If that means breathing through your mouth, breathe through your mouth, whatever feels good to you. And take a couple breaths on your own. Just letting go of anything distracting you in this moment. Anything that does not serve you and your baby. This is for you and your baby. This is to support you. Taking this time to grow. And then let's just open our necks up a little bit. So release your hands back down to your thighs. Take a deep inhale, sit nice and tall. Let's draw our right hand up and overhead. We're gonna grab that back corner of our head, not pull or anything, just resting our hand on top. Take a deep inhale and think of pressing your head into your hand. We're not pushing our hand into our head. Let's drop our right ear to our right shoulder. Just stretching that left side of the neck. So think of lifting it up, not out. We want to keep our spine nice and straight. We're lifting up so you can press your head right into your hand. Your hand is just guiding the way. Take deep inhale and then exhale. Keep your baby pulled in, lifting your baby up. Maybe you can bring your left hand out to the side just to intensify that stretch just a little bit deeper. And maybe roll your head a little bit more forward. Again, deep inhale, lifting. You may notice the stretch moving towards the back of the neck a little bit. And then release. Just drop our head down, chin to chest. Just take an inhale here. And then exhale. Let's bring our heads back up. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So left hand's gonna come up and overhead to that back corner. Take a nice big full breath in, and then exhale, release the left ear to the left shoulder, tipping our heads, opening up the right side of the neck, releasing all that tension in the neck and the traps. And maybe walking our right hand out to the side just to intensify. Deep inhale. So think of that inhale drawing into the space of tension, and then again the exhale is just releasing all that bad energy, all that stuff in there that's just blockage. And then maybe moving our head a little more forward. Deep inhale and exhale. Release the left hand down. Very good. So grab your strap. I'm going to have you place your strap right in your hands. Make sure your strap is a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. So we want to make sort of a V when we go up overhead. We're going to stretch out our chest just a little bit here. So take a full breath, resettle yourself, resit nice and tall. Stretch those arms out, have those shoulders down. Take an inhale. Exhale, soften those ribs into the body. Make sure we're not pushing our chest out. We're going to inhale to lift our arms straight up, keeping our shoulders down. Lifting through the body, and then exhale, cactus your elbows out to the side so the strap's coming behind. I'm moving my entire arm behind me. Deep inhale to lift it back up, and then exhale, release it back down to the lap, right back up. Inhale, exhale, elbows out to the side. Very good. Keep the breath going, so we're moving with the breath. Inhale up, exhale down. 3 more times. Inhale back up. Exhale, cactus. Open those shoulders up. You may feel it in the biceps. Lift those arms back up. Big, deep inhale, and then exhale, nice and slow. Moving with the breath. Inhale up. Exhale, open that chest up. Really stretch it out. Inhale, right back up, and then exhale. Inhale, back up. Exhale, cactus it out. Stretch that chest. Inhale back up and exhale. One last time. Let's inhale back up. Exhale, cactus it out. Hold this for just a sec. Stay for the inhale. Yeah, really open that heart up, that chest up. So don't think of back bending here. We're just really pulling the arms back. And then inhale, come right back up, and you can release your strap. Let's place it right behind us. Once again, we may use it in the future. You can cross your legs the opposite way. Let's just take a couple side bends here. So again, resettling yourself. Deep inhale brings you nice and tall, up towards the sky from your inside and the ceiling. Deep breath into your baby, to your belly. And then exhale, release the hands down to the side. We're gonna lift right hand right up on an inhale, stretching out that right side. So even though we're tipping over to the left, we wanna lift those left ribs up and create that space in the left side. Deep inhale. Oh, this feels so nice. And then exhale, release the right hand down. Again, nice deep inhale. Exhale, soften the ribs in, resettle that whole entire body. Deep inhale once again, bringing the left hand up and overhead, reaching towards the right side. Keep the right ribs lifted. And then exhale, release the left hand down. Good, shake it out. Okay, so let's remove our bolster. I'm gonna have you place your bolster actually on the back of the mat. So on the mat, but towards the back here. We're gonna use it in just a bit. So let's come to the front of the mat. Grab your blocks. Let's place our blocks flat on the mat in front of us. So on top of the mat again, but just towards the front here. So we're gonna use our blocks here. We'll move them around a little bit, but they're all on the mat, they're ready to go. If at any time you feel like you wanna just lift up to your blocks if we're doing a down dog and it just feels too much on the hands, there you go, they're right here. If you don't wanna use them, you just back up and come right off. You can move them forward or backwards, but they're here for you. Okay, so let's come into our tabletop pose. Just stay here for just a second. Our bolster's behind us. We're gonna use it in just a minute. Hands are gonna be underneath our shoulders, knees are underneath our hips. Spread those palms out, those fingers out, and then just relax the fingers. So they almost feel like gripping into the mat. Take a nice full breath in, pressing into the shins, pressing into the hands, lifting up, creating that space. Even though gravity is pushing us down, we're lifting up against gravity. So we're rooting down with whatever's touching the floor, lifting up whatever's touching the floor. Deep inhale. Remember that neutral spine. So the spine is nice and long here. We want to keep our neck and our spine in length with each other. Draw the shoulders down. Spin our triceps so they're not out. We want to spin them back so they're facing our top thighs here. Deep breath in. Pulling baby up into our bodies, supporting our babies, our backs. And then exhale. Let's just shift our hips side to side real quick here. Moving with the breath. Inhale, keep the breath nice and slow, and then exhale. Very good. Keep going. One more time. And exhale. Make sure we're always smiling. Keep a big smile on your face. Okay. So let's draw our right leg straight back. We're going to place it right on top of the bolster. So we're going to curl our toes under, really stretch out our ankles, pressing our heels back. Keep your right glute nice and firm, so we don't want to lift the hip up. We want to keep it down. We're going to keep both our hips level to the floor. Take a breath in and just rock back and forth. So we're just really stretching the ankle out, stretching out the calf. You'll feel the Achilles stretch. This is a really nice warm up. It's almost like we're doing a half plank here, sort of. Elevated half plank. And deep breath. And then let's lift that right heel up so it's just in line with our glute. And then maybe you can begin to walk your left hand up onto the block. Maybe you feel steady enough, you can reach in front of you for a sunbird with that left hand. So reaching from fingertips or just out through the heel. Lift, hold this. Let's do pulses, baby movements. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the left hand down. Keep that right heel pressing back. We're going to shift our foot out to the side so it's in line with our left knee. Rocking back and forth. Take a deep inhale. Let's move very carefully our left knee out to the side just a little bit. And we're going to sink our hips back to come into this like a half balasana pose. You can come onto your shins. Just stay nice and relaxed here. Keeping your right thigh just a little bit strong so that way then we keep a little soft bend in the knee. You'll notice maybe the inner thigh really opening up right now. Deep breath in, and exhale, maybe shifting side to side. Very good. And then when you're ready, let's come right back up to the hands. We're gonna bring that left knee back in under the hip and then just roll ragdoll all the way up. Oh yeah, arms come right up. Deep breath in. Think of pulling those hips right into the midline, so we're just pulling it in. Glutes nice and firm, we're pressing the sacrum into the body, staying nice and steady here, lifting up through the side body. Release the right hand down, let's come into our Parigasana, our gate pose, reaching towards the right side with the left hand. Another side bend. Deep breath in, keep the right ribs pulling up, and then exhale, let's just rotate all the way to bring the left hand to the floor under the shoulder. We're gonna come to the tippy toe of the right foot, bring the right hand up towards the sky, deep breath in, and then reach overhead. Deep breath with the right hand. Right arm comes right back up. We're gonna lift that right leg up. So I call this a baby moon. So it's almost like a half moon, but we're on our knee here. We're gonna stay here, deep breath in, find that balance. Maybe let's just pulse 5, 4, 3, reaching through the toe, 2 and 1. Release the right foot down. Very carefully roll yourself back up. Deep inhale, exhale, release the hands back. Let's come right back into our tabletop, our Barmanasana. Just shake it out. I like to call this a snake, so I'm just wiggling out my shoulders, wiggling out my hips. Deep breath. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So left leg's gonna come right up onto the bolster. Stretch that heel back, curl those toes under. Keep that glute firm, keep the hip level to the floor with the other hip. Press into the hands, create that space and that lightness. Keep your baby pulling in. You guys are on this ride together. Maybe rocking a little bit, forward and backwards. Keep the breath going. Let your baby know this is okay. This is good for mom. This is good for baby. Deep breath. Nice soft exhales. And then let's lift that left heel up. Keep it in line with the left glute. Maybe we walk the right hand up. Maybe we go a little bit further and bring ourselves into a sunbird. We're gonna go for some pulses here. Let's go 5, 4, really reach. 3, 2 and 1. Release the right hand down. Keep the left leg up. Extend it right out to the side in line with the right knee. Deep inhale. Let's bring our right knee out to the side and sink back. Maybe you go all the way. Maybe you just stay a little bit elevated, coming onto your forearms and just swaying maybe side to side just a little bit. Keep the breath going. Draw that energy into the back of your heart, into your body. Remember, keeping our thigh just a little bit firm, just to protect our knee. We want to keep a little bit of energy drawing into that leg. And then let's come right back up to the palms. We're gonna roll it up. First, we're gonna bring the right knee in, then roll it all the way up. Breath brings us right back, arms above head. Exhale, lower the left arm down, reaching up overhead towards the left side with the right arm. Nice deep stretch, lift those left ribs up. Create that space, and then exhale, we're gonna rotate all the way down, bring the right hand right underneath the shoulder to the floor. Let's come to the toes of the left foot, left arm comes right up to the sky. And then inhale, reach right up overhead, bring your bicep right by your ear. Keep that sacrum pressing into the body. Keep pulling and lifting. A deep inhale. Let's bring the left arm up, bring that left leg up, and let's just go for 5 pulses. 3, 2, and 1. Lower that left leg down. Come right back up into our gate. And then exhale, release the hands right back to the floor. Let's bring that knee back in. Shake it out a little bit here. So if you like, you can bring your hands right up onto the blocks, or you can stay on the floor. You can always switch it. We're gonna curl our toes, bring our knees a little bit wider, so our feet a little bit wider, making room for our baby, and then curl your toes under, and let's come right up into our down dog. So if you need to move your bolster back a little bit, feel free to do that. Make sure you have enough space to do this. And deep breath in. So pressing into the palms, stretching those fingers out, making sure we spin those triceps back, and then think of just pulling the mat apart with your hands. So you're creating this space in the spine as well, not just in the neck, but in the spine. Pulling those shoulders out away from each other. Maybe rocking those knees up and down. Just really feeling yourself. lifting baby up, lifting the hips up, or reaching through the hips, pressing into the floor. Let's bend the right knee, lifting the right heel, lower the left heel down. Deep breath in, keep the hips lifted, and then exhale, lower the right knee, lower the right heel, and bend the left knee. Deep breath in. Lower both. Very nice. Let's lift the right leg straight up, bend at the knee, very carefully, just going in for a stretch, point those toes, press into the floor, and then shift forward very carefully, and then bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Lower the knee. Now here's where you can grab your little blanket. You can place it under your knee if you'd like. I'll place it here so you can see how it looks, just for a little bit of comfort for my knee. And then I'm gonna walk my right leg and foot out to the side here. So my blocks are in front of me. My foot is gonna point the same direction as my right knee. So if your knee comes out and is pointing out to the side, make sure your toes are pointing the same direction. So be very careful of that. Knee is always pointed towards the middle toes. And if you'd like, you can come onto your blocks. You can move them as you like. Deep breath here, maybe walking your left knee back just a little bit. We're coming into a lizard pose. So we're gonna maybe come down a little bit further onto our forearms. If that doesn't work for you, you're welcome to stay up. So we wanna find comfort here, never pushing ourselves to go too far. Deep breath and just swing our hips maybe side to side, making sure your knee is not past your heel. So moving your foot wherever you need to so we stay safe. Safety is always number one. Keep your left glute nice and firm, really open up your front hip flexor. So your psoas area, nice deep stretch there. Opening your hip, your right hip open. Oh, nice full breath. And then let's come back up to our hands. If you were lower, we're gonna press our palm into the floor and then twist open towards the right side, maybe moving your right hand up towards the sky, just a little twist. You'll notice a deeper stretch in your front hip flexor, and then exhale, bring the hand right back onto your blocks. We're gonna bring our blocks up. We're gonna move back to straighten that right leg. So it's out to the side a little bit, making space for baby. You can have your blocks right here on the inside of the leg. Deep breath in, keeping a soft, subtle bend in your right knee, pressing the heel into the floor, stretching out the hamstring, the calf. Keep pulling that right hip. We're pushing that leg right into the hip socket there. We're pulling back, keeping the hips nice and even to the front of the mat. Keep lifting baby up through your body, nice and supported. Maybe opening the hips to the right side, bringing them right back in line. Open them back up. 4, open, inhale, exhale, close. Open, inhale, exhale, close. And then one more, open and close. Nice deep stretch. Rebend into that knee. Let's place our blocks right back where they were. Press into your blocks. Bring that right knee right back. And then we're gonna come right back to our down dog. So you can come onto the floor or your blocks, whatever feels right for you. Keep your knees a little bit more open, your feet a little wider. Pedal it out, recenter yourself. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So let's lift the left leg up, bend at the knee, point your toe towards that right corner of the mat. Deep stretch just to prep it. Deep breath and draw, shift forward, draw that knee up. Foot's gonna place right on the outside of the left foot, and then we're gonna, or the left hand, we're gonna open that leg out, lower the right knee down. Maybe come up onto your blocks, move them as you need so they're under your shoulders. And let's walk that foot out to the side and up if you need to. Nice lizard stretch here. And then always you can walk the right knee back just a little bit. Deep breath in. Remember, keep that smile on your face. And then maybe you roll right down to your forearms. Just let it open, let everything soften. Keep your right glute nice and firm though to support you. Remember, knee and toes pointed the same direction. Protect our knees. Our knees are very important. We want to keep them as long as we can safe. And then let's press back up, press into the right hand, twisting open towards the left side. Deep breath in. Just a little side twist here. Lower the left hand down, grab those blocks, bring them up very carefully, and we're just gonna straighten that left leg, push those hips right over top of the right knee, and then just sway. Remember, keeping that front thigh nice and strong to support our knee, getting a nice deep stretch into that left hamstring underneath here. Oh, it feels so nice. It's an evil nice. It hurts, but it feels good too. Maybe pulling your toes up towards you, pressing your heel into the floor, really actively stretching that hamstring. Maybe swaying side to side. Let's go for 5. Open, 4, open, inhale, exhale, 3, open, 2, and 1. Really, really nice. Let's walk our blocks right back up to flats, very carefully and slowly. Rebend into the knee. Oh, bring that foot right back out, coming back into our tabletop pose. Deep breath in, and then exhale. Let's come right back into our down dog. So open your feet real wide here to the edges of the mat, and then move your feet so they're pointing out just a touch here. We're right back in our down dog, bending our knees, breath in, and then exhale. We're just gonna walk our hands all the way back, and this is where we sit right on top of our bolster. So we're coming into our malasana pose. So malasana is it's a low squat, okay, but we're supported here. So we're setting our bodies up so we know what we're doing. So our knees are out, so our toes are gonna be out as well. We're gonna place our elbows right in between the knees and then press open, coming into Anjali hands. So thumbs to heart, breath in. Sitting nice and tall, making sure we're not rolling forward. Nice and supported, come a little bit more forward. We're gonna try to keep those knees behind the toes. Same as always. Deep breath in, and then exhale. Really good for your body. It opens up your hips. It strengthens your lower back. It draws baby up and in. So just think of lifting baby up. Shoulders go back, spreading the collarbone. Let's release the left hand to the outside on the floor of the left foot. We're gonna twist and open to the right side, reaching up towards that right corner. Take full breath in, exhale, bring your hands right back to Anjali, resettle yourself. Let's do that again. Goes right past the right foot. We're gonna reach up towards the left corner. Nice full breath in, really opening up that right knee. And then exhale, let it go. Anjali hands, pressing into the hands, lifting up. Think of pulling the energy into the center. We're lifting up through the center of the body, the crown of the head. Let's pivot the toes back and bring the knees back and place the hands right on the floor. You can move your little blanket up if it's in the way. Press those hands into the floor. Lift the hips right up into our Uttanasana. Deep breath in, right into the back of the heart. Exhale, a little bit deeper fold. Inhale, halfway lift up. You can place your hands gently on your shins. Exhale, fold one more time here. Inhale, right all the way up, roll it up. Arms come straight up overhead, Hastasana. Oh, that feels so nice. And then exhale, hands right to the heart center, Anjali. So pressing into the palms, stretching those palms out. Deep breath. Let's walk our feet in so they're a little bit closer together. You can walk up so you don't hit your bolster behind you. Let's shift our weight into the right foot, and then we're gonna lift the left knee up, cross that left leg right behind the right, so our legs are crossed, and think of just pulling your legs in towards each other so our hips are completely even to the front of the mat. We're gonna lift our arms straight up overhead, deep breath in, keep your sacrum pressing into your body, so we're pulling everything right into the center, into the trunk of our body, lifting up, grounding through the feet, and then we're gonna lower the right hand and just, again, bending towards that right side with the left arm. Inhale brings us right back up. Let's come right back into Anjali. Uncross the legs, shake it out a little bit. All right, and then let's do the same thing. So our body's gonna shift all of our weight onto the left leg. We're gonna lift the right knee, cross it right behind the left leg. Deep breath in, arms come up. Scissor those legs towards each other. Keep your glutes nice and firm. Lower the left arm, reach up overhead with the right arm towards the left side. And then again, arms are gonna come up, right back to Anjali. Uncross the legs. Bring your hands right back to your belly and just shake it out for just a second. Just moving very softly. Draw those shoulders back. Just let your baby know it's okay. Keep the breath coming in. Pulling your baby up, using your leg strength, really opening up your hips, lubricating those joints, those hip joints, maybe rolling your shoulders around. Oh, it feels so nice. All right, and then let's inhale, arms come up. Exhale, right down to Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Nice full breath. Nice neutral back. And then exhale. Let's open those feet out, walk those hands, coming right back into our down dog. All right, our Adho Mukha. Shift those hips side to side. If at any time you need a break, you guys can come right into your child's pose, a kneeling pose, down dog, whatever feels good for you. Don't forget to grab some water if needed. Right now is a wonderful time to grab some water. I'm gonna lower my knees and grab some water myself. Taking a break. You can stay in down dog. Okay. And we'll all meet right back in down dog if you left. Okay, let's lift our right leg straight up and back, coming back into our dog scorpion. Deep breath in, exhale. Bring that knee and that foot right to the outside of the right hand. Lower the back knee down, maybe moving your little blanket so it's under your knee. Oh, this feels nice. Let's bring our blocks in case we need them. We can keep that foot, that right foot right to the outside of the right block if you're using blocks. Use your thigh to press up, or you can just come right up into our Kapyasana. A deep inhale, pressing into the front heel, making sure your knee is either over or behind the heel. Keep that left glute firmly pressing in and pulling down. So we want to really lift our front hip bones right here. Lift them up. Nice and tall, lifting up through the heart, no back bending here. We want to keep the spine as neutral as possible, arms coming up. Deep reach. Exhale, release the hands out to the side. We're going to clasp them right behind us. This is where you can grab your strap. If it's a little bit more difficult to touch hands, you can grab your strap and just pull it down, or you can clasp your hands. Just draw those hands down towards the left hamstring, really pressing and sinking into the hips. Really opening up that front hip flexor. Once again, that quad. Those guys get real tight. Deep breath. Pull those shoulders down. Lift up through the neck, the crown of the head. Keep those hips pulling in. Keep the right hip pulling back. Lifting baby. Deep breath. You guys are doing so good. You guys are working so hard right now. And lift those arms right back up to the sky. Tipping at the hips. Release your hands right onto your blocks. Maybe you lift your blocks right up a little bit onto their side. We're gonna come right underneath the shoulders. We're gonna come into a nice runner's lunge. So make sure you're pressing into the front heel. Let's curl the back heel, or curl the back toes under to lift the back knee up. Deep breath here. Lift the heart forward, pull the shoulders down. Make sure that the blocks are right under the shoulders. Yeah, and then keep that glute, that left glute nice and firm, creating a nice line from the heel all the way up through the shoulder. And then exhale, we're gonna press that right hip back to straighten that hamstring, that front knee. Deep breath in, exhale, and then inhale, let's drop forward. So 5, lift it back. Bring it forward, inhale. Exhale, 4, inhale forward, exhale, pull it back, 3, inhale forward, exhale, pull it back, 2, and inhale forward, exhale, pull it back, 1. Rebend that front knee, lower the back knee down, uncurl the toes. You can move your blocks right back to their sides so they're nice and flat. And then we're gonna pull that right knee back to our floor, back to our mats, press into the hands. You can still use your blocks if that feels good. Let's meet in our Adho Mukha, our down dog. So shake it out with your hips, keep the breath flowing. Nice deep, full breaths in. Nice cleansing breaths out. Let's lift the left leg straight up, bend at the knee, deep breath. Scorpion dog. Shift forward to bring that left foot to the outside of the left block maybe, or hand if you're on the floor. Deep full breath in, and then exhale, lower the left knee down, uncurl the back toes to point towards your bolster. Let's press into the left thigh maybe to lift ourselves up right into Kapyasana. Arms come up, firm that right glute, Make sure we pull that left hip back, press into the front heel. Watch your knee, your toes pointing in the same direction. Your knees right behind your heel or right over your heel. Really reaching, creating that energy like we're just shooting this energy up towards the sky, the ceiling. Exhale, arms come out to the side. We're gonna clasp them behind us. Maybe you grab your strap again. Pull your hands towards the ground, towards the back of the right hamstring. Lifting the head, the heart just a little, not pushing it forward, but lifting up. Keep that sacrum pressing into the body. Deep breath in. Whew, it feels good. Exhale, release your strap or your hands. Arms come back up. We're gonna tilt from our hips, so pull that left hip back. Bring our hands right down to the blocks. You can move your blocks so they're under your shoulders, on their sides so they're a little bit higher. You adjust the blocks what feels right to you. We're gonna curl the back toes under to lift the right knee. So we're here in our runner's lunge. Really pull the heart forward. Be careful we're not just dipping into those hands. So again, pressing into the floor, rooting down, lifting up, creating the space that we need. Heart comes forward, shoulders come back, nice firm glute. And then let's exhale, press that left hip back, straighten, create a nice strong left leg. Inhale comes forward, and then exhale, 4. Inhale, lift that heart forward. Good, 3. Come on, you guys, you can do this. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back, push that left hip back. Inhale, firm your right glute. And one more. Inhale comes forward. Good, lubricating your shoulders. Exhale, back. Inhale, let's rebend into the front knee. Lower the right knee and curl the toes. Move your blocks back to their sides. Let's bring that left knee back to the mat. Just shake it out. Shake it out. Deep breath in. Oh yeah, that feels nice. Okay, and then we're just gonna move our blocks. So you guys can just kneel down here if you'd like. A deep breath in. Let's remove our bolster just off to the side here. We won't be using it for a little bit. And we're just gonna press right into our flat blocks here. We're gonna come into some chaturanga, so modified chaturanga. So pressing into the knees, just elbows are gonna come back. We wanna keep our shoulders back and keep our collarbone nice and spread. So we wanna keep everything in line here. We don't wanna roll. So pull baby in, really lift your baby, supporting your lower back, really supporting your baby, and let's lower. Elbows are gonna come back, no squeezing, just pulling them back. So let's do 5, and lift, 4, lift, 3, lift, and 2. You can also hold, and 1. Very good. Let's sink our hips right back onto our heels, and we're just gonna place our hands right behind us. Lift our hips up, coming for a little baby back bend here. Really open your shoulders, squeeze those shoulder blades right behind you. Open those front thighs up. Exhale, release those hips down. Very, very nice. Press into the palms, coming back into tabletop. Shake it out, shake it out. Good job. Deep breath in. All right, let's do that one more time. Let's come right back up onto our blocks here, pressing into the hands. Elbows are gonna come back. Maybe you hold it, maybe you keep going. Do what you can. We're gonna shoot for 5. Good. 4, chaturanga. Keep your neck in line. 3, 2, keep baby lifted, and 1. Very nice. Again, we're gonna shift the hips back. Just open those shoulders, open those quads up. Hands come to the floor. Lift it up. Yeah, squeeze those shoulder blades behind you. Exhale. Hands come right back, tabletop. Let's curl those toes under. We're gonna lift the hips up and back, and I'll meet you in Adho Mukha. Triceps are spinning back towards your thighs. Keep your heels behind your toes. Deep breath, nice wide stance here. A little bit more than hip distance, just to create space for baby. We don't wanna crowd our baby. Maybe walking it out a little bit. Let's take a deep breath. Let's just walk our hands and our feet towards each other. Let's come all the way up. Deep full breath in. Exhale, our hands right to our sides, right back into a Tadasana pose. So you can move if you had your blanket on the floor, you can move your blanket. Let's walk towards the front of the mat and then widen our feet, have our feet point out. We're gonna come into our little squat, our little malasana squat. We don't have our bolster this time, so we're gonna do this without the bolster. To our squat, when we do that, we want our hips to come back. So think about coming onto a chair. Now, we do have a belly, so our weight distribution is a little bit different, so very carefully, very slowly. If anytime you feel like your knees are coming forward, just take your time, bring your hands down to the floor to support yourself if you need to. Now, sometimes what happens, and we have a little bit less mobility in our ankles, our backs feel a little bit tight, so we'll feel like our heels are gonna come up. If you feel like your heels are gonna come up, or you just want that support, you can take your little blanket and roll it up and place it right underneath your heels. So let's try doing that together. So roll that blanket up, place it right underneath your heels. Let's take a deep inhale, arms come up. Let's bring your hands to Anjali, thumbs to your heart. We're gonna sink the hips back, keep those knees behind the toes, come all the way down. Bring your hands right to the floor if you need to for support, and just drop those hips down. Keep that spine nice and straight, nice and neutral. Deep breath in, and then exhale. Lift your hips up, coming into Uttanasana. Keep those toes pointed out, same direction as the knees. Nice forward fold. Inhale, roll it all the way back up. Arms come right back, Hastasana. Arms come right down to Anjali. Exhale to sink it back down to Malasana. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up to stand up, reaching through the hands. Exhale, coming right into Anjali. Inhale. Exhale, we're gonna come right back into Malasana. Let's go a little bit faster. So let's inhale here. Exhale, hands to floor, lifting up into Uttanasana. Inhale, come right up, arms come up overhead. And then exhale all the way down, Anjali, and coming down to our Malasana. And then exhale, hands are gonna come right down to the floor. Hips lift up. Inhale, right up to the sky. Exhale, hands to Anjali, sink it right down to Malasana. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands come down to the floor, lift the hips up. Roll all the way up on your inhale. Very nice. And then exhale, Anjali hands, sink the hips down right into Malasana. Take a breath here. Exhale, hands to the floor, lift the hips up. Roll it up on your inhale. Arms come straight up, really squeeze those thighs in, pressure sacrum. And then exhale, Anjali, sink it right back into Malasana. Take an inhale to lift the heart. Exhale one more time, press into the floor, lift it up to Uttanasana. Forward fold, and then lift it all the way up to Hastasana. Very good. And you can move your blanket right off to the side. Warm your hands if you're cold. And then let's just bring those feet back to parallel. Let's bring them right under the hips. We're gonna shift into Utkatasana, so a chair pose. So let's sink our hips back. Don't worry about going low. We just want to keep the knees behind the toes. Arms are going to come either forward or overhead. What we want to not do is dip into our lower back. So we don't want to do this. We don't want to push and create this dip back here, this rounding back here. So sometimes when we try to force the arms up, we'll do that. So we want to keep baby pulling in, keep supporting our baby, supporting our back, and then keep the strength in our heels and our thighs. You'll feel it really just energizing and really just warming up in our thighs here. So reaching up, deep breath, we're reaching forward, exhale. Let's sink our left arm down, so we're gonna do swimmers here. So we're gonna, almost like we're swimming, and just open our shoulders up. So shifting our hips back and forth, shifting the weight. So really circulating, moving your body side to side. Keep going, let's swim, like we're swimming through this together. You and your baby, you guys are getting through this. We're gonna swim into the end. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Keep those knees behind the toes. If you need to stand up a little bit, just keep opening your body. Keep it swimming. Just moving with the breath. You're rocking your baby side to side. You're strengthening your body. You're opening your body. You're rocking your baby, you're doing all kinds of stuff right now. You're creating this habit of soothing with your baby and strength with you. Just like when your baby's here with us after birth, your baby's feeling discomfort, rocking your baby will make your baby feel so much more soothed and calm, comforted. And we're just creating that little pathway for him right now. One more time, and then inhale right back up. Oh, very nice. Let's exhale our hands out to the side. We're gonna clasp them. Maybe you can grab your strap again. Let's bring our hands right behind us once again. We're gonna really squeeze those shoulder blades together, pull those shoulders down, and very carefully come up to our tippy toes. So peel those heels up off the floor. Deep inhale, we're reaching up, so we're squeezing our hips into the midline, lifting up through the midline, rooting down through the toes, through the balls of the feet, lifting up, and let's just very carefully lower just a little bit the heels, lift, 10, lower, lift, keep breathing, 8, 7, stay strong in your legs, 6, keep the glutes firm, 5, 4, shoulders back, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. And let's open the feet up a little bit. We're gonna fold forward. Uttanasana. You can keep that clasp or the strap in the hands. Really open the shoulders up. Pull those shoulders away from the ears. So we're lifting the shoulders up since we're forward. Little inversion here. Exhale, release the hands down. Halfway lift for a big full inhale. And then exhale, fold it down one more time. Shake the hips side to side. Just rock out those hamstrings. And then let's come carefully all the way back up. Let's bring our feet about hip distance apart so they're both facing forward, nice and parallel. We're gonna press into the front right heel, the right front foot. Bring our hands to Anjali. Really press firmly right into your palms, lifting your elbows, keeping your shoulders down and back, keeping baby lifting up away from the floor, lifting into your body. We're gonna step back with our left foot straight back. So we're gonna step back far enough where when we bend the front knee, we're gonna come into Vira 1. We're not gonna go forward. Also too, we want that heel to come down to the floor. So if you're having a really hard time getting your heel on the floor and really sealing the outer edge of your foot, you can pivot it out just a little bit. You could also shorten your stance. So usually with Vira 1, we want heel to heel, generally in classes, but when we're pregnant, we need usually a little more stability. So feel free to bring your left foot out, or your right foot. You can heel toe it out to the side just a little bit. So finding your balance, sealing that heel down, turning from the hip all the way down to the heel if you need to really try to get those hips a little bit closer to the front of the mat, even to the front of the mat. Now they're not going to be perfectly even, so don't try to force it. Just find that comfort. Pull that right hip back, spin that left hip forward. A deep breath here. Bring your hands right up overhead, pressing into that front heel. Keep that knee bent, make sure it's not past that heel. And then we're going to exhale, we're going to tip from our hips and then fly those arms straight back. Palms are facing towards the floor, coming into our humble warrior. Really pulling those arms back, energizing, squeezing the triceps. Deep breath here, pull the shoulders down. Inhale brings us right back up. Press from that front heel, exhale. Yes, very nice. So space for baby to come down. Inhale, right back up. 4, fly it down. Lifting back up. 3, fly it down. Press through the heel, lift it back up. 2, and then fly it down last time. Come right back up. Let's spin the left arm all the way around. We're gonna bring that heel to the back of the mat here and spinning open to Vira 2. So front knee open from the hip, pointing towards the front of the mat with the toes. Back toes facing towards the camera. So facing the side of the mat, heels directly facing the other side. Arms are lifting. I feel like you're pulling the mat in towards each other. So you're really pulling the mat, squeezing the glutes, pulling that right hip underneath, pulling baby, lifting baby up into your body again. Arms are reaching out away from you, dipping, pressing into the front heel. Deep breath here. Exhale. Let's straighten that front knee, pressing into the big toe there. We're gonna keep a soft bend in the knee. Let's pull that right hip back. Make sure you have your block close by. Grab your block, place it behind the shin, the right shin or the ankle. Pull that hip back, reach forward. All right, and then come into our Trikonasana. So resting your right hand on the floor, lifting, twisting to the left side, opening that left palm up towards the sky. Deep breath in. Exhale. Keep pulling that right hip. We want that space in the right torso as well. Keep pressing into that front big toe. Energizing through this back leg. So you'll notice the hip stretching, the inner thigh stretching. And then let's come all the way back up on the inhale. Rebend the knee, coming back into our Vira. Deep breath. Just feeling this, dragging the floor, squeezing, firming the glutes, keeping baby pulling in, keeping this glute. We want to pull the tailbone towards the floor. Deep breath. Exhale, release the left hand. Turn your palm to face back, and we're just going to reach into our Viparita. Reverse warrior. Sink into that right knee just a little bit deeper. Keep energizing back with that left leg. And then twist right back through Vira 2 all the way down, right into our Parsvakonasana. Right elbow right onto our front thigh. Reach up overhead, bicep by the ear. Really spin that left shoulder open. Deep breath. Oh, very nice. Exhale, right back to Vira 2. All right, and then we're going to straighten the front knee. Pivot that right foot so both feet are parallel. We're going to come into our Prasarita. Okay, so we want to keep those front thighs nice and firm, lifting baby up. Think of just firming and lifting baby up, keeping you guys nice and supported here. We're going to tip from our hips and just come all the way down. Exhale, hands come to the floor. Deep breath, let the head be hanging nice and heavy. Keep your thighs supporting you, maybe rocking side to side, little bend in the knees. Nice and soothing. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your hands right to your hips and then come all the way up. Exhale. Very good. So I'm going to bring my heels in. You can also just pivot the toes out. So we're going to come into a goddess pose, horse pose here. So remember, knees and toes pointing same direction. We want to just be careful we're not dipping into the back. So keeping that, pulling that tailbone down, keeping baby lifting and pulling in to our bodies. Supported shoulders down and relax. We're gonna bring our hands straight up, deep breath in, and then exhale. Hands are gonna come right to baby. We are in this together. We're just gonna rock side to side, just keeping a little dip in the knees here. Don't go too hard. You can dip. You can just sway, slide side to side. Just moving side to side or dipping, moving with your baby, just rocking our baby. We're using so much strength right now. We just want to focus on getting through this. We are in this together. The baby's here with you. You're not alone. No, this is only temporary. Just keep focusing. If you need to just look at a focal point, close your eyes. Just think of what we're doing right now. We're getting through this journey, this passage together. Deep breath. Keep lifting baby up. Keep everything nice and firm. Swing side to side. You guys got this. Come on, keep going. So 10, 9, I know those thighs are burning. 5, 4, keep going. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and stand up. Arms come right up overhead. Let's pivot the toes back in. Exhale, right back down. Oh, that feels nice. Stretch those inner thighs. Bring those hips side to side. And then all the way back up. All right. So I'm going to turn actually to my left because we're going to do the other side now. Take a nice deep breath. Let's come to the top of the mat, the back of the mat. Make sure you can see me. Deep breath in. And then very carefully, be careful. Make sure that you have a block before we get started, and bring one of your blocks to where you're standing if you're at the back of the mat. So let's bring the hands overhead. feet are about hips distance apart. Let's bring those hands down to heart center, back into Anjali. We're gonna press right into the front left heel this time and step right back with the right foot. Again, into our Vira 1, so be careful. Make sure that you have your balance. Your front foot is facing towards the short edge of the mat with the knee. We're sealing the back heel down, the back outer edge of the foot down. Keep that right glute nice and firm. Pull that hip forward. Pull the left hip back. Arms come up overhead. Deep breath in. Oh, nice and strong. Exhale, pressing into that front heel. Let's swing it down, coming into our humble warrior. So let's fly it back. Good. 6, and come right back up. Deep breath. Exhale, press into the heel. Left hip pulls back. 5. Keep the glute nice and full. 4. Bring it up. 3. Fly it back. 3. Bring it up. Glutes nice and firm. 2. 1 more. Bring it up. And bring it down. So coming all the way up, spin that right hand all the way out. We're gonna spin our heel back. So now we're in our Vira. Deep inhale here. Think of really pulling the mat in towards each other. We're firming those glutes, pulling that left hip under. Keep lifting, baby. Keep pulling, baby. Keep the breath drawing to the baby. Keep fueling that energy down there, that comfort. Lift the shoulders, lift the torso up off the pelvis, and then soften the shoulders down. Maybe gazing out through the front fingers, the left fingers. Let's inhale, release the right hand down, left arm's gonna come up and overhead, palms facing behind us. Keep that right glute nice and firm and keep that right thigh pulling back. And then exhale, spin it all the way down, elbow right to your front thigh. We're gonna reach with the right hand right in front. Deep inhale, stretching out that right side body. Very nice. Inhale, right back up. Okay, switching that, we're gonna straighten that left leg. Deep breath in, and then exhale, pull, tipping from the hips. We're gonna pull that left hip back, all the way back here. All right, make sure that your block is right behind your left ankle. Release the left hand to the left ankle. Reach the right hand straight up overhead. Deep breath in. Very good. And then exhale, keep pulling that left hip back. Keep energizing out through that right hip, that right leg. Keep pressing into that left big toe. Make sure it's staying grounded into the floor. Deep breaths. And exhale. Let's rebend that knee, come right back into our Vira. Straighten the leg, pivot that left foot in, right back into our Prasarita. So shake out the hips side to side. We're getting there. We're almost done here. Let's bring your block right underneath where your shoulders would go. So right flat on its side here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let's come all the way down. Nice forward fold. Make sure we're sealing the outer edge of the feet. If they don't feel sealed, bring them in just a little bit. Keep those thighs nice and strong. Open up the hamstrings. Inhale, bring baby up halfway with you. Nice full breath. Let's press into our left hand right into the block. We're gonna open up towards the right side. So you go as much as you can go. There's no right or wrong way. We're just opening the right hand either out to the side, just twisting a little bit open. Maybe you go for a full twist. Right hand comes up towards the sky. Keep that right hip and that left hip even to the floor. No swaying to one side. Deep breath, and then exhale. Release it down. Hang all the way down. Maybe grab your elbows. Okay, halfway lift. Full breath in. Right hand presses into the block. We're gonna open left hand either out to the side. Maybe go for a full twist right up to the sky, opening to the left side. Keep that left hip pulling in. Deep breath. Exhale, release it. Swing side to side. Maybe grab your elbows. Bend your knees a little bit. Let's move our block right back besides the other block. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your hands right to your hips. Come all the way up. Let's heel toe those feet right back in. Sway it out. Okay, so let's bring our feet a little bit closer together. One last thing here, and then we'll go for our cool down. So stand nice and tall. ground down evenly. Find that balance in your feet. So make sure we're pressing equally into all areas of the feet, not just into the heel or the front of the foot. Lift those arches, really activate the calves, your quads, your hamstrings, strength, and pull your body. Lift it up, pull your sacrum into your body. Lift baby, pull baby in. You guys are gonna balance this together. We're gonna come into our tree pose. Really growing, rooting together, growing together. Just think of ourselves grounding down. We're rooting right now, building that strength, that firmness. And then we're gonna just find that balance, finding our midline, our balance here in the center of our body. So extend our arms straight up. Bring your hands right to prayer, thumbs to touch your heart. Press into the palms. This is your center. This is your heart. We want to lift up through here. So baby's lifting up. We're lifting up through the crown of the head. Lift those elbows. Keep those shoulders back, pulling the shoulder blades down the body, pulling baby in. We're going to shift our weight to the left foot, lift our right knee. You can stay with your toes on the floor. You can bring your foot up a little bit higher onto your calf, or you can lift all the way up past the knee onto the thigh. Let's just avoid the knee. We don't want to cause any problems. So I'm going to come all the way up. We're going to extend that right knee from your hip all the way to the side as much as it feels appropriate for you. Keep the sacrum pulling in. Keep that right hip pulling forward so they're both even to the mat. Deep inhale, finding your balance. Maybe softening your gaze. Think of yourself again as a tree. We're rooting down. We're creating that stability, that strength here. Getting through this. Keep that left glute real strong. Keep pressing that right foot into your thigh or into your calf and press right back into the foot. Deep inhale. Maybe you bring your hands right overhead if you feel balanced. If not, stay right where you are. A couple more breaths. Stay strong. I know you can do it. You have the strength to get through this. Hands come right back down if you lifted them. Let's draw that right knee forward. Release the foot right back to the floor. Shake it out. Shake it out. Move baby. Rock baby. It's okay. We're getting through this. We got this. Make sure you're still breathing. Nice strong breaths. Nice controlled breathing. All right, let's do this again. So feet closer together. Strong in the hips. Strong in the sacrum. The baby's pulling in. We're lifting up. We're going to shift the weight to the right foot. Draw that left knee forward, keeping either the toes on the floor, on your calf, or maybe all the way up to the thigh. You can help it with your other hand. Extend that left knee out to the side. Keep that left glute nice and firm, the right glute nice and firm. Hips forward to the mat. Press into the palms. Really press. Find your balance. Lifting baby into your body. Keep the weight maybe a little more towards the heel just to support your baby to that offset of balance. Their body's changing. Maybe we bring our hands overhead very carefully. Keep the breath going. Focus on the breathing. Find that focal point. Stay with me. We're almost there. We got this. Let's bring our hands right back to our heart center. Release your knee to the floor. Release your foot to the floor and shake it out. Oh, you guys are doing so good. You guys are still with me. We're trying, just being here and watching even. It's a lot. All right. And let's take a deep inhale, face forward, short edge of the mat. Deep breath in, and then exhale. Hands are coming out to the side. We're just gonna swan dive. Make sure those feet are a little bit wider. Inhale, halfway lift, and then exhale. Let's come right back to our down dog. Deep, full breath in. Make sure your blocks are close by so you can use them. And exhale, let's release our knees right back to the floor. If somehow you change direction like me, then just move your blocks really quick. We're gonna come into our chaturangas one last time here. Press your hands right into those blocks under the shoulders. You can cross your ankles above if that feels okay. You can grab your little blanket and place that under your knees. Let's go for 5 chaturangas. Deep inhale, pull baby right into the body. Exhale, down, elbows back. 4, 3, you got this. 2, and 1. Oh, so nice. Let's sink the hips back. You can keep your arms on the blocks if you like. We're just gonna come into a happy puppy pose here. So stretching out the shoulders, you can shake the hips back and forth. Hips are right over the knees. Keep breathing. And then exhale. A little opener for the back, for the chest right now. The shoulders. If you like to grab some water again. And let's bring our hips right back up. We're gonna sink right back onto our heels. One more time for a little baby back bend. Press the palms right behind the feet. Lift the heart up just a little bit. Deep breath in. And then exhale, release those hips down. And grab some water when you're ready. And then I'll meet you in down dog. Let's grab our blanket and place it where our thigh is gonna land. We're gonna come into our pigeon pose. So place it about the middle of underneath you, a little bit more towards where your pelvis is. Deep breath in. Let's lift the right knee and the right foot up towards the sky. Bring the knee towards towards your baby as you shift forward, and then we're just gonna pivot the right foot out towards the left side and place it on the floor in front of your little blanket there, and then lower and walk that left leg back. So the blanket on the front thigh and the left leg that's extended back. Deep breath in. Make sure that right knee is out to the side. If the foot's not coming to the side, that's perfectly fine. This is about finding that same feeling. We're all looking for the same feeling. We don't have to push ourselves. Deep breath in. You can come down to your blocks or come down to the floor. You can have your forearms on the blocks and just swaying side to side here in pigeon pose, stretching out your glutes because we did a lot of squeezing with the glutes, so allow them to relax. Keep the breath coming in. You can place also too, if you want to come off the blocks, if you need that space, you can place a block underneath your right glute just to keep yourself lifted a little bit higher. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Creating that space and that comfort. No straining. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Okay, let's come right back up. You can move your blocks or keep your blocks there. We're gonna lift the back knee up and then bring that foot right back to down dog. Deep inhale. Let's do the same thing on the opposite side. So lifting the left leg up, bringing the knee towards baby, pivoting the foot out to the right side or towards the back right knee. Lower the right knee down to the floor so that blanket is under the thigh. Walk that knee back, possibly have the left knee out to the side. Maybe you come down all the way. If you need to use your block underneath your left glute, you can do that just to create space. Just finding what works for you and for your baby to find comfort here. Deep breath in and exhale. Take 3 more deep breaths. Keep smiling. Remember, we're getting through this. It's a lot of work today. Let's remove the block if we have a block. Let's curl, come right back to the hands, curl the back toes, lift the back knee, bring that left knee right back into down dog. Deep inhale, lower the knees one last time. We're gonna cross the knees behind us and then just sink back. So we have, possibly you have your bolster, but also too, you can grab your blanket. We're gonna do a Paschimottanasana. So we're gonna extend our feet, our legs in front of us. So for me, I need to use a little blanket because my hamstrings are a bit tighter. Also too, if we have lower backs that are tighter, it just helps to sit on the edge of a little blanket just to help tilt our hips forward so we can come into that forward fold and be a little bit more relaxed here, not feel like we're putting pressure on our back. So I'm gonna place my block also too right here in the middle. I'm gonna stack it so my forehead can come down onto it, and extend your legs out a little bit wider so we have space for our baby. And then right on the tip, if you're using a mat or if you're using a blanket, deep inhale. Let's bring those blocks to right where your forehead's gonna go. Keep the knees nice and bent. You can have your hands right underneath your toes if you like. Sit nice and tall. And then exhale, forward fold. I like to bring my forehead to the block. There's right where your third eye is, right between the eyebrows, right on the forehead here. Putting pressure in there just allows a little bit of a sensation of calmness, of stillness, relaxation. So I like to put a little bit of pressure right there. It just allows me to be settled mentally, feels physically good. Keep breathing. Letting your face be soft. Keep those hips pulling back. Keep the breath drawing in, that energy, that prana drawing right down to your baby, that life force. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. When you're ready, let's lift right back up. Move your blocks off to the side. You can move them off your mat. We're actually going to come back to sitting on our bolster. So bring your bolster back onto the mat. Let's just make our way to Baddha Konasana. So we're going to have, it's a butterfly pose. We're going to have our feet touching, our knees out, sway to the side. You can use your blocks too if you don't want to have your knees just hanging out there. You can place your blocks under your knees to support you. I'll show you how. Let's sit up on our bolster again so that then our ankles are below our hips here. Take a nice breath in, sit nice and tall. If you're using your blocks, just have them in a position that feels comfortable on your knees. You can also just have your knees out to the side if you like, whatever feels comfortable to you. Take a deep breath and then exhale. Your feet can come a little bit more forward. They can stay really close to the bolster. So we're going to just do a little bit of a pelvic floor lifting here. So a little exercise in the pelvic floor, really, really important muscle group. Supports us through our pregnancy, especially connecting to it through delivery. And most importantly for, it's been through a lot through this journey postpartum, and so we want to make sure that we do everything we can in this time to keep it strong so postpartum goes a little bit smoother. And so we're just going to do what we call some lifts. So it used to be called Kegels, and that was more squeezing that muscle down there. And it's just a bit too much. It could be a little bit too much tension down there. So instead we're focusing on just connecting and feeling that muscle. So we're going to lift it. So think, if you will, as lifting it up like we're picking something up, or I'm going to use the elevator analogy. So we're going through floors. So we're going to control lift, control release. We're going to breathe with it. And this feeling is like the lifting feeling is like when we're stopping ourselves if we have to urinate. And so it's that stopping it from happening. That's the feeling we're looking for. Sit nice and tall here. Make sure your legs feel comfortable. Lengthen up through the spine, through the crown of the head. Take a deep breath in and release. Make sure that our baby's pulling in and nice and secure in there. You can bring your hands to your belly. You can have them right on your thighs, whatever feels comfortable. And let's shoot for 3 floors right now. We'll do the elevator. So we're going to lift for 3 floors on the inhale and then release nice and controlled 3 floors. So let's lift, firm and lift. First floor, second floor, third floor. Release from third, second, first. And then release, breathe. Breath in, breath out. Let's do that again. Let's try for 4 floors this time. So let's lift, first floor, second floor, keep inhaling, third floor and fourth floor, and release from 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a breath and release that breath. Let's do that again. Lift 1, 2, keep lifting, 3 and 4. Good. 4, release, 3, exhale, 2 and 1. Take a breath, no lift. and then release. Let's do this again. First, second, third, fourth, good, and then release very slow. 4, exhale, 3, 2, and then 1. Just let it go. Let's do one more time. Let's go. First floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor. Come on, you got this. 4, 3, control it. 2, almost there, and 1, and release. And just take a couple breaths, shake it out. Move your shoulders around. You did so good. You did a lot today. You took this time for you and your baby. We worked our pelvic floor, which is good. We focused on our breathing. Doing pelvic floor exercises at least one time a day. You know, if you do 5 to 10 of them, you could do it twice a day. It's so beneficial. It'll help you get, like I said, through your postpartum period a lot smoother. But connecting and knowing what to do, how to mentally connect to it during delivery is going to be so wonderful, and it'll make it so much easier to know what to do. So just try doing that once or twice a day. If not with me, do it on your own. Keep breathing. And we're just going to come in for our final pose. Let's extend our heels out in front of us and just shake the knees out a little bit. We had that open hip for a second here. And so we're going to come into our savasana, our final pose. A couple ways you could do this, just depends on your own body and comfort level. So you can use your bolster. I recommend using your bolster for comfort. You could just lay it out behind you. Come onto your side, preferably your left side, but either side, whatever feels comfortable for you. And then you're just going to lower and come right on top of it. Pretty easy. So it's just coming to the bottom of my ribs. You can bring your elbow in front of you, so you're making like a little bicep pillow, and just soften here. You can bring your left hand to baby and do whatever feels comfortable for you. Bend your knees. That's one way. Another way you can do this, which I actually love this way, if it feels comfortable for you, is you use your blocks. Make sure that you have a sturdy bolster or pillow that's long enough to do this first off, and that your blocks are nice and sturdy. So I have one block facing up and one flat, and there's space in between them. And what I'm going to do is place my nice, thick, strong bolster right on top. So it's creating this little elevation here. And then I'm going to turn around. I'm right against my bolster, and I'm just going to lay right back on it. You can have your knees to touch. You can have your feet out. You can have your feet wherever you like, whatever feels good to you. And just softening and finding some relaxation here, letting your face be soft, letting your shoulders be soft, your hands if they're out to the side. If you're holding baby, that's fine. Hold baby. Draw that energy towards your baby. You can have your hand on your heart, just whatever makes you feel relaxed and comforted in this moment. And just showing gratitude for taking the time to grow, you and your baby, to grow deeper into a stronger connection, a stronger feeling of calmness, of serenity, of strength, of just feeling bonded. Keeping your body working, keeping your breath flowing, keeping that negative feeling, that negative energy out, moving away from you. And keep breathing. Soften your face. Think of drawing your eyes towards that third eye, that area of intuition, the inner strength of your soul, of your baby's soul. Taking a few breaths here, just softening, surrendering, sinking into the earth. Opening up towards the new possibilities, a new world, new life. Taking a few more breaths here. You're more than welcome to stay in Shavasana. Pause this and stay here as long as you want. This is always a wonderful place to be for you and your baby. Just in complete stillness. If you choose to roll up, if you're on your side, you can place your hand onto the floor to lift up very carefully. If you're on your bolster, very slowly, carefully roll up from your hand. I just want to say thank you so much for letting me guide you through this beautiful, amazing time in your life. This journey is beyond anything else you'll ever experience in life. It's just a beautiful, beautiful time. This is my third pregnancy and I'm still baffled by every moment. It's just amazing to me. So I'm so happy for you going through this. I'm so grateful to be here with you, to have you allow me to do this with you, to spend this time in gratitude for yourself and for your baby. I just want to say namaste.